don't forget what I told you in the video yesterday. Man United are not done. Man United will sign and want to sign one more midfielder. So Manchester United are looking at defensive midfielders, physical players. So we have to see which kind of options they will have on the short list, but for sure Manchester United are still looking at midfielders. Many names among the defensive midfielders. Many of you asking me, can you give us some names? It's still early to indicate who is going to be the wanted player for Manchester United. I will tell you in the next days what's going to develop there. I can tell you, for example, that Manchester United made a call to the agents of Manu Koné from Roma. Is one of the players they appreciate. There was a call over the recent days. Let's see if it's going to develop. They have more targets at defensive midfielders, but Man United are looking for that kind of player. So I'm telling you, Man United still want a defensive midfielder because they are calling around for that kind of player, Manu Koné and Lotolli. So there is going to be several options. Let's see what you...
We obviously know they want another midfielder. We've obviously told you who could be in line. Who would you like to see them target?
I like Alex Scott. I think he's a very good player, a young player. I feel like he's got the Premier League experience, and I don't think he's that expensive. When we look at Belieber, you know, there was once upon a time, Brighton wanted 100 million for him. So I'm not sure exactly what he will cost, but it's not going to be anything cheap. Again, he is young, but I feel like Alex Scott's got more in his locker. I feel like when you look at Belieber, he's more of a defensive unit, a bit like Tchouaméni. You know, I feel like he's that kind of mould. I'm not sure if Man United need that. I feel like Man United are going to be a team that controls possession of the ball. But Tielemans, I mean, we spoke off air, Dave. Like, that's an unbelievable signing. £35 million. Like, that's crazy.
Breaking transfer news from Manchester United. Let's get straight to our reporter Dan Khan, who's in Manchester for us. Dan, what's the news?
Good evening, Bella. Well, look, a week ago, Manchester United hadn't signed a player this summer, but now they have their third this week, and that is Youri Tielemans. He is a Manchester United player confirmed by the club in the last 60 seconds. He signs a contract at Manchester United until June 2031. By my maths, that is a 5-year contract at Manchester United for the 29-year-old Belgian.
From the World Cup to the transfer window, the connection is clear. We talk about this during the whole World Cup and during the whole start of the transfer window, and the next player will be Youri Tielemans, because Manchester United today have communicated to Aston Villa that they will activate the release clause for Youri Tielemans, £35 million, an excellent signing for United, a quality, experience, top midfielder for the Red Devils. After Ederson deal off, United go all in and sign Youri Tielemans from Aston Villa. The move is confirmed, the deal is done, is in place. Tielemans will undergo his medical, and so new addition for Man United after Tielemans did very well for Belgium at the World Cup, one of the best players for Belgium this summer, now ready to shine for Manchester United.
So Andre Santos and Tielemans, pretty solid upgrades for the Red Devils.
Yeah, it's much needed for Manchester United, and the fact that they're doing business early, that's a boost for United fans everywhere. But this is sensational. Youri Tielemans is one of the most underrated players in the entire English Premier League. I'd argue he's one of the most underrated in world football. We saw his quality. We saw the lack of quality that Belgium had in the middle of the park without him in there. But just to see a player who's going to give control to that Manchester United midfield, this is probably the first time I've seen a Manchester United midfielder come in and potentially have the same control or some level of control since Michael Carrick was there in 2018 when he played for the club. So the profile of a midfielder the club hasn't had in almost a decade, Benny. It's a big get, and to get him at 35 million, potentially 40 million when you do the add-ons, that's easy money.
Yeah, well, in terms of value, I think it makes a lot of sense, but I'm still really curious of what this team's going to look like. We saw a much improved Manchester United with Michael Carrick as the coach, and Casemiro even looked like a better player. We saw, maybe a year or 2 years ago where Casemiro almost was at the end of his career, it seemed like, and then he kind of revitalized himself. So I think as much as, yes, they're bringing some new players in, I'm really curious what it looks like in terms of a product on the field, because it started to get better for Man United at the back end of last year. Now you're starting anew. So I would, you're a Man United fan, so you're allowed to let your hope, rise to the sky. But remember, it's the hope that kills. So be careful as well. Temper expectations, and let's see how this team kind of starts.